Hello and welcome to the newsbrief GSN for Friday, May 14th. Happy Friday to you all, and what a week it's been. It's been so exciting. First of all, the 8th graders are graduating, so they had their graduation lunch yesterday. They had their graduation mass today, and then they had their awards ceremony. The graduation will be on Monday. So congratulations to our graduates. And then remember, we are doing the consecration to St. Joseph. If you have Amazon Prime, you can still probably jump in and get that book right away. If not, start late. That's okay. Read this book. The idea is you read a chapter every day, and then we'll have a consecration on Father's Day. So we're starting it this Sunday, the consecration, the 33 days for consecration to St. Joseph. Please participate in that. It's the year of St. Joseph, and we want to ask for his intercession as we continue to try to grow in holiness and virtue. But of course, the big news of the week. Well, let me back up a step. On Wednesday, I got an email from Father John Riley, our chancellor of the diocese, saying that all the COVID protocols that we had in the diocese have now been rescinded. That was a pretty shocking email. I got no warning about that at all. I was about to email Father John Riley. Actually, we're classmates, so I know him pretty well. Say, hey, are we going to get any more guidelines, directives? And then all of a sudden this one comes up. Because we hadn't got anything since July, I don't think. Maybe August of last year. We got something for Holy Week, but there really hasn't been any other directives or protocols. So we've been just basically operating how things have been for the past year. Even though so much has changed, we didn't get any new directions, so we were still following what they had asked us to do back in July or August. Well, on Wednesday, Father Riley sent this email out to the priest letting us know that these protocols had been rescinded. Father Ashmore had a good point. I think that he probably has seen, and especially the Archbishop he travels the diocese with confirmations and other things, and he probably sees various levels of obedience to these protocols and guidelines. So I think they said this is the time to go ahead and rescind that. So that was Wednesday. So we put out a statement saying that we were no longer going to require masks, although we still preferred wearing the masks at Mass. Well, then yesterday, as you probably know, the CDC came out with the directives for those who are fully vaccinated. There's not a need to wear masks anymore for indoor or outdoor or large groups or small groups or anything. When you go to specific situations, like you go to on a flight or traveling or in a healthcare situation, then you still need to wear the masks. But in most situations, if you are fully vaccinated, that means 2 weeks after your second dose of the Pfizer or Moderna or after the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, then you are fully vaccinated. And this is really not too surprising. I think the CDC has been moving pretty slow, and there's been some difficulties in communication and everything. But the idea is that the vaccines are working. And so if you are fully vaccinated, you really don't have anything to be afraid of, from what we understand, with COVID. So that is the new directives. And so we have said, okay, well, then we are no longer going to require masks at Mass either. Now, people may still choose to wear masks. Feel free to do so. And please, nobody make fun of anybody wearing masks or not wearing masks. Everyone needs to make their own healthcare decisions in this regard. But we are not going to say you have to wear a mask at Mass anymore. And we're not even saying it's our preference, because the CDC says if you are fully vaccinated, you can move around. I fully expect that there will be people that will attend the Mass that are not fully vaccinated but will not wear the mask. That is their own decisions as well. The CDC says if you are fully vaccinated, there is no need to wear the mask anymore. And so we're following that, but we are not going to police that. We are not going to ask for your proof of card or whatever. And we do that with some confidence, because I've been trying to stay afloat of what they say is the recommendations and what is safe. And if you are fully vaccinated, then there's a very low risk that you will catch COVID. And even if you were, it would be very minimal. So it seems that the vaccines work. and that they are safe. I have my vaccine. I haven't talked about that too much, but I did get my vaccine because we had the opportunity with the school, being involved in the school and with the teachers and all those. So it was a great opportunity, and I encourage you to get the vaccine as well. I talked to my own doctor, and he's a very practicing Catholic doctor. That's why he is my doctor for many reasons. I asked him, and he said he did a lot of research about it, and he believes it's good. And it was good for me because I do work with so many people in vulnerable situations. So, I mean, I work with elderly and ill and all those things. It's good for me in my position to get the vaccine. So you need to ask that question for yourself if it's good for you. There is the concern, of course, of whether or not aborted fetuses were used or the cell lines were used in the testing. There's still some question about if those were aborted or if they were a life that ended their miscarriage. So there's still some question about that. And it's still very remote participation, even so. They weren't used in any of the vaccines as well. You probably all know this. So it's very remote participation. The bishops have instructed us that we want to look for better ways. It has complete removal from that. But at the moment, this is certainly approved for use by Catholics. So I feel confident recommending that you get the vaccine so that we can all get back to where we want to be with really no question about hurting somebody. Everyone needs to make their own decisions, and I can't be a too overly protective father. And so although I don't want anybody to get hurt, I don't want anyone to die from this COVID disease, people got to make their own choices. And so do what you will, but the information for us now is masks are no longer required at Mass. There's much rejoicing for many people I know. Some people are still hesitant. Let's just keep rolling forward. But we will still distribute communion with masks, at least at the moment. Everything changes so much. And we're not going back to completely life as normal at the Mass. We still have the ribbons up to separate for distance. As that becomes less and less important, then we'll take those ribbons out. But currently, we're not at a capacity that needs us to pull those out either. So people don't generally like to crowd in at Mass anyway, so I think that's fine. We have turned the holy water font back on, so it's rolling and flowing. It's beautiful. So that's good to have the water flowing again. So please come to Mass and hear the beautiful sound of the water flowing in the baptismal font. And other things, we aren't going to return to the receiving from the cup anytime soon, right now anyway. So we're not just like jumping in, we're going for everything. But the mask thing has been a very contentious issue, and it's no longer required here at Good Shepherd. So there you are. There's the news for the week. Big news week, I suppose. So I hope that you have a blessed week. Hope to see you at Mass. Remember that the obligation to attend Mass returns on the first weekend of June, the celebration of Corpus Christi. We're working on putting together a celebration for that, including a procession and some way to kind of celebrate the event that we are the body of Christ and we're back in the flesh, if you will. So still working on the plan for that, but I am looking forward to having a packed Good Shepherd again where we can celebrate with all gusto and be who we are really called to be and who we want to be as a community. So have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.